this exact fridge SVG file is available in the description for you to download. This is just an illustration. This is done in Adobe Illustrator. Now better to do in Illustrator. If you don't have Illustrator, you can try any other vector editing software. So make sure to put all of this into different parts, like the side and the top, the bottom, and both the handles. And seems like the handles have the outline, so I'm just going to remove the outline. No need the outline for the handles. Now you just have to rename. So let's go to layers panel, but before you rename, just make sure you go here and press release to layer sequence. Then you get a main layer which you have all the other fridge layers, and these are all the other individual layers such as the doors, the handle, and the side. So I'll just go ahead and rename it. Alright, so I have just renamed them like this: bottom handle, top handle, side, and top and the bottom door. Now let's go ahead and save this as the SVG file. So to do this, you have to go to file and then save as. So here you have to pick SVG and type whatever the name that you want. I'm just going to type fridge 2 and choose SVG. Press save. Here, most importantly, you have to make sure here the 1.1, and here it says style attributes. Okay, attributes, not elements. By default elements will be there, but use style attributes and press OK. Okay, I'm at Moho. I'm going to create a new document. So this is a full HD size document. Now we have to load the fridge. Let's go to file, import, and here SVG file. Okay, so here's the fridge 2 that I saved. I'm going to press open, and here keep everything as default and press OK. Alright, now this layer we don't need to. This is that empty layer. I'm just going to delete, and here's the fridge layer. Open the drop down menu and just go through them and toggle them on off and see if they are all correct. Okay, now if I switch off these two, you will realize that we don't have the inside of the fridge, so we have to create them. But before that, I'm just going to select these two, press on this, and change to a different color, any color. For the handles, they have their own color, and side, it doesn't have to have a color. Okay, let's select these two and let's just duplicate them. Okay, so here the second one, duplicate layer button. So they are duplicated. Maybe you can move them down and change their color to, let's say, green. Okay, now hide these two. Also, of course, we need to rename them. So here I'm just going to, this is the bottom one. Yeah, here I'm just going to rename as in bottom, and the other one in top, and the top I'll just move it to the top like this. Okay, so I have the in, but make sure to change the colors of the in to be the separate one. So get this select shape layer and select it, and then change for a lighter color. Okay, I'm just going to go for a lighter color like this. And now select the other one, okay, and select here using the select shape tool. Now choose the eyedropper, click drag and drop it right on top of this top color. So now as you can see, this is what we have. Okay, I'm just going to enable these two, and I can work on the animation to open and close. Also, this we have to convert as a bone layer, so I click on it and say convert to bone. So that's a bone layer, therefore it's ready to bone to get added. Also, when you're on frame 0, here's the plus add bone button. Now I highly recommend you add the bone here on top of the doors so that it's so easy, or you can even add here. Okay, let's add here like this, and now I want you to control click on the white space so that it gets deselected. I want you all click on the white space, not control click, so that this bone get deselected, and then create another one for the bottom door like this. And also we better have to add some constraints for that, these two. Okay, while they are selected, go to bone constraints and enable angle constraint, and this one I want you to set it to like -90, the other one to +90, so that they have the constraint locked, so it won't pass beyond this line when you're doing the change. So if you just select one of the bone, and if you get this, the manipulate bone tool, and then if you click drag, I mean when you're here, then it won't go past that limit. Also, now see the entire fridge is moving even if I do the bottom one, because there is bone strength enabled. So let's get the selection tool, select these two and go for the bone strength, which is not possible when you're on a frame. So go to frame 0, you can press Ctrl Shift D to go to the frame 0, and here's the bone strength, and just click drag and put it to 0. Just click here and drag it, and it's going to go for 0. Now when you check, if you select one of these, right, with the selection tool, and then with this one, it's not going to get moved. Now we have to create the action. Make sure you are on the frame 0, right? Make sure that the bone main layer is selected. Also make sure none of the bone is selected like this. Now you have to go to, okay, this bone should be selected because that's the one we are going to give for the top door. And now go to window and make sure actions panel is opened. Also this bone name and the action name should match, so select this bone and give it a name like top door. Okay, and then press this new action button. It also should have the same name as this, so top door here, and press OK. Now look, it's a highlighting in blue down here, the timeline. Now we are ready to do our animation. That means to open the door. Now just select the door top, which I'm going to move to the top. Okay, while it is selected, using the pin selection tool, you can select that pin and you can move it wherever you want. So here we are just going to select the top pin and this pin, both of this. Okay, yeah, if you select these two, here a new keyframe has been added, so new keyframe. Now just move it to, let's say, 6, but before that what I should have done is going back and selecting this, going to C, right? I usually say C for this, so let's put this here to this side. This means the door is closed. Now you decide whether you want the door to be fully open on frame 24 or 48, up to you. For me, the more lesser you keep this, okay, the more easier it is to do frame by frame animation. So let's not put it to 48, then you have to do a lot of work. Let's keep it at, I think, 24 for now, but the more we reduce, the more easier it is. Maybe I'll do 18. So now move it to the other side, fully turn it. Now only that's going to work like this. Now go here to frame 1 and select that door top, and already for that keyframes have been added, so all I have to do is select them and then move them, okay, like this. Now move your slider, okay, move your slider, and while it's here I should have done this in the opposite direction. Yeah, okay, let's go back again to frame 0. Going to frame 0 because I want to fully rotate this. Okay, while this bone layer is selected, we will rotate it. Now make sure that this is selected, you're on frame 0, and go to this C and then click drag from here and fully put it down. I think maybe the animation will get messed up, but it's okay, we will fix it. Moving this to this one, click drag here and this point to make it taller. Okay, fine. Now if you go to frame 1, okay, now let's add the bone. Make sure you are on frame 0 and press add bone. Now put it down like this, okay, like that, and make sure alt click on the white space so that it get deselected, and click drag and create in the downwards direction. Now with the selection tool, select these two and add the constraints, but make sure that here angle constraint on. Now move it to -90 and the other one is +90, so that we have angle limit. Okay, limit to the angle. Okay, now we are set. All we have to do is create the action. So to do that, you have to go, make sure this is selected, and go to window, actions panel, open. Now leave it to the side and rename, give this a name. Okay, we are going to rename door top, and the same name, if you press this action button while this bone is selected, it is going to automatically choose the same name. If the action and the bone name doesn't match, it's not going to work, so make sure they are the same name. Now press OK. Okay, we are inside the actions. That's why here door top is highlighted red, here red dot, and here you can see it's blue. Now we can do our animation. Okay, while you're at frame 1, I want you to select this. I usually say C for that. It's bone transform tool. What you do is just click drag it and put it here. But while you do that, see the strength, bone strength is affecting the artwork. So what do we do is we select them and we make sure that the bone strength is put to 0. Right now I can't do it because I'm not in frame 0. So go back to frame 0, select this and just click drag this so that it's fully 0. Bone strength is not there. Okay, now again back to frame 1 using this. I'm just going to select this, and now this way, if this is fully on this side, that means the door is closed. Now while you're at, let's say, frame 24, put it to the other side. But before that, you have to decide at frame 1 the door is closed. Whether you want the door to be fully opened on frame 24 or 48 is up to you. But I highly recommend the more you reduce and do, the more easier it is to do frame by frame animation. If not, it's going to be hard, lot harder. So also, the more you reduce this, the more choppier animation you're going to see, not a smooth animation. So it depends on what type of animation you're going to work. So whether you want a smooth door open, then of course increase the number of frames. But in my case, I highly recommend go for like 12. But anyway, let's do it at 18. So 18, while it's at 18, turn it to the other side fully. Now as you can see, this means door is closed, this means door is opened. Now while you're at frame 1, what we are going to do is we are going to select the door top, which is this layer, and now select this selection tool and make sure that these two are the ones that should be selected. Okay, and when you select this, and when you one click on this, and of course I'll one click on that too. Now what happens is we have created a keyframe for both of them, right? Maybe while we are at 6, all we can do is select them and just move them like this. Now it's like the door is open. Also have a look at this angle, right? Now make sure that the door follows the angle, right? Like this, like that. But I don't think that's a good idea if the door should follow the angle. Anyway, let's see how it turns out. I'm not really sure how it's going to be, but something like this. The angle is following. Now when it reaches here, maybe it should move there. Okay, now whether you want a longer door, we don't really have this door and it's looking really unrealistic. So push it to a limit until you feel like, okay, this doesn't look real. For me, okay, like this, I think it's fine. It looks okay. Maybe I can reduce it a bit more. Maybe you can fix it finally later. Now no need to do. So like this. Yeah, I'll fix it later, okay? When it reaches to 18, it's going to fully open. Maybe let's say this is the fully open one. Maybe we can open it a lot more like this. That's the maximum. I'm not going to do like this because it doesn't look realistic. So something like this would be fine, I guess. Okay. I should have put a bit of work here. Maybe I'll do that. I'll just move it little bit outwards there, and here too, little bit out like this. Okay, now just go through this and see if it looks realistic. It's okay, fine. You get the idea. If I click drag, just go through this and see if you're happy with this. Also, this side should be at the very bottom because it's affecting, it's on the way, and it's okay. Now we can see it much more clearly. Yeah, we are done. That's pretty much it. And I'm just going to double click on mainline and then go to any of the other frame and just make sure that you select the bone layer, C, and then now see if it works really well. Okay, I feel like it's working really well. Okay, looking really cool. Also the handles, let's fix it later. So let's switch it off for now because it's a bit messy. Okay, now you can clearly see whether if it's correct or not. If it's not correct, go into the door top and do it. I'm not going to do the bottom door because you will be able to do it once I fully do the top door. Now this top door doesn't look 3D. Okay, we have to add some depth to it, right? Sides, both the sides, I mean a little bit of dimension, depth we have to add. Let's do it now. Okay, so all you have to do is go to frame 0 because this is where we are going to do all our designing. Now make sure the door top is selected. Now create a new shape, a box. From there just click drag until it reaches here. Okay, and let's change its color for a darker green. Also I have to select it with this tool. Yeah, I have not selected the correct layer, which is this. Yeah, I think I drew that on this layer, that is wrong. So I'll select this door top and I'll just click drag to create that shape here. And this should be a little bit dark, and also the color is not changing. That's a bit of a problem because we have to select it and then change the color, so it's a bit annoying, but can't help. I'm just going to change it to a darker color and press OK. Now let's create one more vertically, the horizontal one done. Now vertically change its color to be even more of a different color. Maybe it can be even more bit darker, right? That's mostly it. Now just move it to the corner. Okay, like this, leave it right here. Okay, now the other one, place it right here, and of course increase its size and select this point and just click drag it down here. Okay, and also here, okay, if it goes out, pull it in. All right, now we just have to send them down, so select them. So we have to get the select shape tool and select these two, and then press the down arrow key so that it goes down. Okay, now again we have to go to this door top action, and see, as this opens you have to animate the depth too. So let's do it one by one. So this is the first frame. Maybe while it's here, okay, maybe while it's here, all I have to do is select those points, right? That point you should be here, this point you should be here, like this. Now move the other two as well. See, we have the already the depth has been added, so now it won't be much visible from this angle. Also here the side I have to fix it. I'll fix the side later because it's looking really odd. I'll fix the side and the top of the fridge later, but for now this is fine. So if I go back, see, I have to do a little bit of a frame by frame animation there, but now I'll use my arrow key. Now I'll press the right, and then I'll take these two. First I'll select almost everything, and I can grab it and place it right here, and then I'll press the right arrow again and then move all of this right here. Okay, now of course you have to reveal them a bit, so it will get revealed a bit like this. These two are not moving together, therefore I will select them together and then make them reveal a bit likewise. Right, now we will select everything, move it here. Now I'm just going to go back and see how it goes. Not bad at all. And do this again. This time we want the door to be more visible, I mean this depth to be more visible, so just open it a bit. Yeah, now it's nicely visible. Selecting everything and moving them to the side. This is fine. Now this should be almost fully flat, so select these two and move them down like this. See, almost fully flat. Yeah, that makes more sense. And this one for some reason did move down, so moving it down right here. What we do is we select the first two like this, move it right here. Okay, right here. Now the other two, move it to the other side, flip it like that. Now I'll select everything. In this case I can't select everything because I will have to one click on this dot. Okay, now it's selected by shape. Now I can simply move it like that right here. Okay, sometimes if I just click here it just rotates and everything. It's a bit annoying, but that's how it is. Okay, in this case now I have to reduce the visibility of that a bit, so let's make it less visible, and on the next frame I'll select everything and move. Yeah, when I keep my mouse here, as you can see now, if I click drag it will just rotate, so make sure you click here outside and then drag it. Yeah, I have to reduce the visibility of that. I'll do that later. Now I'll do it one by one, so it's a lot easier. So I'll select this one, select these two, bring them more in like that, for the other one as well. I think this is good. Nice. So the door is opening, it's more flat here, and then here it should go a little bit like that. See, I'm just guessing the overall view and then doing it. Okay, much more perfect. You can now do more details than this, but okay, how about here? Here it's a bit mess on the first frame, so here I'll have to select these 2 points, move them in. So here's the second frame. Here also it mess, so select these two. Okay, third, I think fine, we are good to go. Very nice. Now for the other one, okay, come fully close this, select the other one, right? Now open. You can use left right arrow keys. Open and make sure that this point is right here, that one is here. Yeah, if this white gap is there, it's totally fine. This can be right here. Okay, I think I have to exchange them, this one here and that one there. Okay, looks good. So first frame, second frame, third. So all you have to do is select these two, grab them, place them here, right here, and do the fixing. Okay, yeah, now it's going to be a lot easy because it's all about now selecting these two and putting them here. See, it's a bit easy now because we have less work to do. Okay, I'll just speed the video now. Okay, now we are in a part we have to select these two and flip it to the other side. Almost everything we have to flip it. In this case we don't really have to do the flipping. Just select this point, move it here, and these ones too, move it put this one here, the other one here. I guess like something like this is fine. Now I'll just speed the video again. Okay, I have done it fully. Okay. Alright, now you just have to go out of the action. Double clicking main line will take you out. Now you can go to any frame and select that main bone layer, press this, and then see if it works really well. Okay, I really like it. So it's opening well and closing well. It's really cool, right? Okay, now as you can see here, the side has to be fixed. So let's go back to frame 0 and make sure that this is selected. So you just have to select it, alt right click on that, this or that. So alt right click, so you don't have to take this select layer tool. So you just have to alt right click on this. Now select these 2 points. I think the bottom one is correct. So the top one is wrong. So I'm just going to, there are 2 points here for some reason. Maybe 1 point we can delete, select that one, put it right there. Okay, something like this would be fine. Okay, now we just have to create another layer here. So to create that top layer, go back to shape layer and then do it. Just the top. Okay, now let's move it like this. Giving outline, I'll leave it to you. See, this one doesn't have an outline. I'm just doing it very quickly to guide you how it's done. Okay, see, now it has proper depth. The fridge feels like it is much wider. Before it felt odd. Now as you can see, when the door is opening and closing, it just feels so right. So maybe we can do this. See, it just feels right. And one more thing, to create the insides of the fridge, you could have done this in Illustrator itself, but if you want to do it here, select the bot in top, and this one that I created earlier, this one I'll just delete it. Okay, so go back to frame 0, delete it, and also this door top layer, we will hide it so we can do the designing. So here, while this is selected, while in top is selected, you can create something like this. Let's say I want to make sure there are 2 floors here. Okay, so one like this, also change its color. Okay, I think it got created at the bottom, so I'll take this select one, select it. Okay, this one I'll select and send it to the top bottom. Okay, for some reason I can't select this. Okay, while it is selected, send it to the top, also change its color for a darker color. Now we should be able to see it, right? Yeah, we are able to see it. So just move it here, and I'll just do like this, pull this point down like that. Okay, now you have to create two more shapes starting from here to there, and that one's color can be much darker because it's the inside, so it should be a lot darker like that. Okay, now we will take a copy of this, Control C Control F, move it down, Control C Control V, not Control F, it is the shortcut in Illustrator. Let's select these 2 points, move it just like that, and hold on Control Shift, select this point. Now to select the other point, hold on Control Shift and click. So now I have selected only these 2. I have selected the other one, wrong one. Anyway, let's zoom in, select this, move it here, this one also move it to the side, but this point should be something like this. So it makes a lot sense. Now if you want the bottom floor, all you would do is select all of this, right? All of this 3, and now you can shrink it and make it bigger, up to you. Maybe do it something like this. Now Control C, Control V, push it downwards, and now you have a bottom floor. Of course the color of these 2 should change, therefore I'm just going to quickly select them together and change it to a lighter color. Yeah, that would be fine. Now of course you will have to do some editing, like moving this down and all. Okay, now I have the top floor done. Of course make this maybe a bit more darker and do all the color editing. I am not going to do it precisely. Now if I switch on the door top, okay, now as you can see, I can now do this, close, open, while there is the in. Okay, now let's put some detail on the door of the fridge, because right now it just looks empty. Maybe we can put a shelf, 2 shelf here. So I'm just going to guide you the step to do that, but you will have to draw properly. I'm not going to draw really well. So while you are at frame 0, I want you to create a new layer. Okay, new layer, and then create the shape of that door, right? And maybe you can move it to a side and start drawing everything that will be on top. So now while this is selected, get the freehand drawing tool and you can start to draw like a shelf or something. Okay, I'm really bad at this. I'm not using my pen to draw. So this is going to work like a bitmap. This is not going to be real 3D. Okay, we can make it look like real 3D, but it's going to take a lot of effort, lots of time. But I think this is also a cool way and an easy way to do this. Yeah, as you can see, I'm drawing very quickly. It's a lot messy, and let's say there is a bottle. Okay, I'm just using my mouse. Also, the smoothness I'll put to almost 0, so we can draw whatever we want. And maybe the label bottle, right? Then you have some other things, maybe some tin, maybe a box, something like this. Okay, I just did it very roughly. As you can see, more than this I'm not going to do, but you take your time, draw properly. Maybe you should have done this in Illustrator and taken the SVG file, but it's okay, we can start here. So all of this is on this layer, and I wanted to create another layer. Okay, let's create another new layer, shape layer. So here, new. Okay, and I want you to rename, put this down, new one. Okay, and I want you to rename this as mask, and select that mask layer and create another new one. Okay, and when I zoom in, as you can see, all of a sudden the quality is reduced. Okay, if this happens to you, what you do is you go to display and make sure GPU caching is switched off. Right now, nice. Now what you do is you start from here and then create that shape. Okay, it doesn't have to be precise, maybe there to here. Okay, that's going to be a mask layer. Okay, mask layer. Now just double click layer 2, right? And then you can rename it whatever you want. I'm just going to type details inside top door, like that you can rename. And then go to vectors, and then open, select wrap layer to mask our layer, and then press apply. Okay, now select that mask layer, and can you see all of these points? Just select one of the point and just move it. Okay, so it doesn't work because I'm on frame 0. If I go to the other frame and then click on this point and drag, it is working all perfectly. Just don't overdo it or break things. But one more important thing, keep in mind, right? If that the mask layer, if that shape is smaller than the top layer, it's not going to work really well. So make sure that it is exceeding beyond that main detail layer. Okay, it should be bigger than that layer, so it works. Okay, now let's go to the frame where, okay, do something like this. What I want you to do is, while you're at frame here, frame 1, select that bone layer, put this to here, just like that, to the closed position. Select, delete every other one, and go to 18 and fully open it. Okay, now you decide in which frame we are starting to see these details. It's this frame, which is the 10th frame. Okay, just keep that in mind. Okay, also let's select these two, and better to put them in. Maybe I'm just going to take it right here. Okay, and I'll just move them. Also, no need to move them, let it be right there. Okay, let it be right there. Now while this is selected, okay, double click, and now make sure to go where that's opening. Make sure to select the mask and put this where it belongs. As you can see, I have to definitely move this layer to the top. That's a problem. So I'll select these two and move it right there. Now, okay, I have to select this mask and then put it there. This one here, this one here. It's a bit messy, but yeah. See, there's a problem. I think that's fine for now. It will get fixed automatically. I will fix that later. Okay, I'll select those individual lines and I'll fix it later. Yeah, now when it fully opens, we can spread it just like that. And here frame by frame is needed. See, you have to take care frame by frame. Here it's a mess. I'm not going to take care fully frame by frame. I'm just going to fully open it and then place it. Okay, but you have to, if this is a real project that you're doing, you will have to take care of it perfectly, but I'm not going to. See here and all, I'm just going to leave it purposefully. Okay, and of course all of these lines you can select them individually and then move them here. Of course, select this line and move it in, so it's good. Yeah, it's working really well. But there is a problem. The problem is, see, we see this fully like this, right? So what do we do on a situation like this? It's very simple. On this frame that you're not supposed to see it, on the frame 9, okay, on this frame right here, select these two, and its visibility you have to do it one by one. Okay, select the first one and open this and say visibility hidden and press apply. Okay, now I will have to do the same thing for the other one, visibility hidden. Now it's going to work the other way around. If you see where the blue highlight is, it is visible, and wherever the the brown, it's getting not visible. So what you do is move your mouse here and again do the same thing, switch on, apply for the first one, for the second one also apply. Okay, now what you do is, yeah, okay, this is the one. Okay, now can you see this green color? That's the layer visibility. What you do is put this to 1, and this one move it to frame 10, that frame that we wanted. So where is frame 10? Right there. Move this one here. In this case it's not frame, yeah, it's here, it's right here. And now for the other one, do the same thing. Okay, all right, I think we are good. So once you are done with this, you just double click here to go out of it, and now it should work perfectly. See, now when I press play, this is what we get, and you can just try to open, close, and it just works so perfectly. So that blue, yeah, it won't be visible if you are rendering because it's part of the masking. So this blue is part of masking. When you're in the video, it won't be visible. Okay, quickly I'm just going to go to frame 0, and yeah, not frame 0, in the frame where it is visible right here. Now you select that layer and take this one, and now you can just put it in like that. And now it just creates a keyframe, but keep in mind that is not permanently settled. Yeah, here you have to again adjust it a bit here, but if you delete it, it's going to pop back out.